Hello friends, I am Dr. N.J. Suryavanshi from Department of Industrial Chemistry, Art Science and Commerce College Chikaldara. Today we are going to see the topic unit operations. Let's start from the unit operation evaporation. Let's first see what is an unit operation. Unit operations are generally carried out in industries for designing a process which involves an engineer's work and with a specific purpose, and with the help of a special type of equipment used in a chemical reaction. Generally, the most commonly used unit operations in a chemical industry are adsorption, crystallization, evaporation, filtration, mixing, screening, gas adsorption, agitation, extraction, size reduction, leaching, drying, and so on. Now let's see the unit operation evaporation. Evaporation is carried out in industry for concentrating weak or thin liquids to get thick or viscous liquids. The vapor generated in the evaporation operation is of no use, that is, it is discarded. And the aim of evaporation is to obtain a thick or a concentrated liquid. Evaporation differs from other unit operations. First, see what is the difference between evaporation and distillation. In evaporation, the product is liquid and vapors are discarded, while in distillation, product is liquid but vapors are collected and condensed. Evaporation also differs from drying. Here, in evaporation, the product is thick liquid, while in the drying operation, the product is solid. Evaporation differs from crystallization, that is, in evaporation, product is a liquid, while in crystallization, product is a solid or in the crystalline form. Evaporation can be carried out with the help of equipment called as evaporator. Evaporators are of different types, that is single effect evaporator, double effect evaporator, or multiple effect evaporator. Now let's see what is a single effect evaporator. In single effect evaporator, steam is used as the source of heating, that is for the purpose of vaporization, and the product is removed from the system. In multiple effect evaporator, number of single effect evaporators are arranged in a series. Here, the arrangement is made in such a way that the vapors coming out from first effect or evaporator are used as the steam or heating source for the second effect or evaporator, and this is continued so on. This Thus, in a multiple effect evaporator, loss of heat energy is avoided. Now let's see what are the different types of equipments which are used to carry out evaporation operation in industry. First is short tube evaporator. A short tube evaporator is a vertical cylindrical vessel having short tubes of diameter 25 to 75 millimeter and length 0.75 meter to 2 meter. The evaporator also consists of a vapor outlet at the top and a thick liquor outlet at bottom. The liquid evaporator inside the tubes. First, the liquid evaporates inside the tubes. First, the feed, that is liquid to be evaporated, is introduced to the evaporator. The tubes are heated with the help of steam as shown in the figure. The liquid then rises up inside the tubes along with the vapor formed. The liquid and vapor then thus come off the tubes and separated at the liquid surface. The unevaporated liquid then returns downside and thus the thick liquid or product is withdrawn from the bottom. Type of evaporator which is called as long tube evaporator or climbing film evaporator. Long tube evaporator is composed of three main parts. First, a tubular exchanger. Second, a separator. where separation of vapor and liquid takes place, and third, the liquid return leg. The evaporator also consists of inlets for feed and steam, while the outlets for vapor, thick liquid, and the steam condensate. As shown in the figure, the feed, that is liquid to be evaporated, is introduced with the help of a feed inlet which then passes to a heat exchanger where long tubes are provided for heating purpose. As the liquid is heated inside the tubes, the liquid moves up into the vapor drum where the separation of liquid and vapors takes place. The liquid separated then returns downside where it may be withdrawn or it may be recycled for the evaporation. Another type of evaporator that is called as forced circulation evaporator. This forced circulation evaporator consists of three main parts. First is an exchanger, horizontal heating tubes, and a pump. Here, liquid to be evaporated is first introduced into the tubular heat exchanger with the help of a pump. This pump forces the liquid through the tubes at the velocity of 2 to 5.5 meter per second. The liquid is at higher pressure and so can be superheated in the exchanger without formation of vapors. This superheated liquid then passes through the pipeline to the vapor space with flashing on a deflector plate. Here, the separation takes place, that is, the vapor goes to the top while the thick liquid, or you may say it as a product, it returns to the pump. This type of evaporators are used for concentrating the viscous liquids. Now let's see another type of evaporator that is called as agitated film evaporator. For highly viscous liquids where heat transfer coefficient is very low, this agitated film evaporator is used. This evaporator consists of a single vertical shell having a central agitator. The shell has a jacket where steam is passed. The liquid to be evaporated enters from the top and spreads out by a vertical blade agitator as shown in the figure. The thick liquid then leaves the bottom and thus the concentrated liquid is withdrawn. Evaporator. For the evaporation of highly heat sensitive liquids such as orange juice, where minimum time of contact with hot surface is required, falling film evaporator is useful. The liquid to be evaporated, also called as the weak liquid, enters at the top and flows downward through the heated tubes in the form of film. The diameter of the tube is 50 to 250 millimeter. The vapors formed are taken downward with liquid and the separation of the liquid and the vapor takes place at this bottom. Evaporator capacity. The rate of heat transfer in a evaporator is given by the equation Q is equal to UA into delta T, where U is equal to overall heat transfer coefficient, A is the area of heat transfer, and delta T is the overall temperature drop. Evaporator capacity depends on the temperature of the feed liquid. Elevation. At a given temperature, the boiling point of aqueous solutions is higher than that of pure water. This increase in boiling point of solutions over that of pure water is called as boiling point elevations of solutions. Economy of evaporator. Economy or steam economy is the number of kilogram of water vaporized from all the effects per kilogram of steam used.